Blipolki, an elder Grotopux, sat by a fire as he began his tale to the younger Grotopux who listened adamantly to his words. Blipolki began his story by saying, as all things, their current situation started simple and small enough, or at least for us, that is. The Grotopux were known to be conquerors. This is what all other races would expect from us. We would find lesser races with resources, and we took what we needed. The strong ruled the weak, as it should be so in the vastness of the galaxy. And we did just that, conquering system after system, making sure we avoided the larger empires. This was our way. Then one day we found a small world called Elpis, and we decided to take it. It seemed a simple enough task. There were several races living there. The Klops who no one respected, the Allams who can barely count as a species, and another pathetic race of evolved primates that were the biggest inhabitants of the planet called humans. We did as always, we attacked with the element of surprise, and we were successful as we always were. But then something happened that we did not expect. The humans fought back, and they began to win, to drive us back even to our own mothership, and defeat after defeat they drove us off their world, but it was not enough for them. They wanted what we had. In 1,000 cycles of our existence, for the first time, we were the hunted, and hunt us they did until they captured our flagship. The flagship, a colossal vessel that symbolized the Grotopux's dominance and power, now lay under the control of the very species they had underestimated. Blipolki's tone grew somber as he continued to recount the events that followed. The once unstoppable conquerors found themselves imprisoned within their own technology, a humiliating turn of events that shook the foundations of Grotopux society to its core. The younger Grotopux listened intently, their wide eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and curiosity as the elder Grotopux's words painted a vivid picture of the downfall of their kind. As the humans took control of the flagship, they revealed a level of cunning and resourcefulness that the Grotopux had never encountered before. Despite their physical stature compared to the Grotopux, the humans possessed an incredible level of physical strength and a persistent thrust for vengeance that fueled their every move. Blipolki described how the once mighty Grotopux warriors were forced into hiding, their once proud civilization reduced to scattered remnants clinging to the hope of survival. The story took a darker turn as Blipolki recounted the atrocities committed by the humans in their pursuit of eradicating the Grotopux. Families torn apart, entire generations lost to the merciless onslaught of their conquerors. The elder Grotopux's voice trembled with a mixture of rage and despair as he spoke of the sacrifices made by those who refused to surrender to the tyranny of their captors. But amidst the tales of suffering and loss, there emerged a glimmer of hope. A small band of Grotopux rebels, led by a brave warrior named Zorak, rose up against their human oppressors, determined to reclaim their freedom and restore honor to their fallen brethren. Blipolki's voice swelled with pride as he described the courage and resilience of Zorak and his followers, who defied all odds in their quest for liberation. The younger Grotopux hung on every word, their hearts stirred by the epic tale of defiance and redemption unfolding before them. Blipolki's storytelling prowess wove a tapestry of heroism and sacrifice, painting a portrait of a civilization on the brink of extinction, yet refusing to yield to the darkness that threatened to consume them. And so, as the fire crackled and cast dancing shadows across the faces of the elder and younger Grotopux, Blipolki's tale drew to a close, leaving a lingering sense of willpower and defiance in its wake. The legacy of the Grotopux, once feared and revered as conquerors, now rested in the hands of those who dared to challenge their fate and forge a new destiny amidst the ashes of their fallen empire. Blipolki continued his story as the humans tried to justify their hunt with accusations of war crimes by our traditions of conquest. They claimed they had given warnings to those who harbored honorable Grotopux warriors whom the humans claimed to be wanted criminals. One after another, our forces and worlds fell to the humans. It was a travesty to our way of life, for we never needed to fear any race daring to enter our captured worlds until the humans decided they had the right to change our ways. Soon the worlds they captured were returned to the enslaved races. And once Zorak was eventually captured and was condemned to slaving in some human mine. If that was not humiliation enough, they introduced Rereruk, what those primates call balkanization. Our once mighty empire was reduced to dozens of squabbling tribes who let their greed blind them from our glory. We are now a broken people. Perhaps one day we may unify again, but for now it seems hopeless. Blipolki's voice grew heavy with sorrow as he recounted the tragic unraveling of the Grotapuk civilization at the hands of the humans. The proud conquerors who had once roamed the galaxy with impunity now found themselves branded as criminals and hunted down like common outlaws. The accusations of war crimes and the allegations of mistreatment of conquered races weighed heavily on the collective conscience of the Grotapuks, challenging the very foundations of their beliefs and traditions. As the humans tightened their grip on the captured worlds, imposing their own brand of justice and governance, the once glorious Grotapuk's empire crumbled before their eyes. The systematic dismantling of their dominion left a trail of devastation in its wake, with formerly loyal subjects turning against their former masters in a bid for independence and freedom. The concept of balkanization introduced by the humans sowed seeds of discord and division among the remaining Grotapuk's factions, driving them further apart and eroding any hope of unity. Zorak, the valiant leader who had defied the odds and inspired a flicker of hope in the hearts of his people, now languished in the depths of a human mine, a shadow of his former self. The once mighty warrior reduced to a mere cog in the machinery of human industry, his spirit broken but not extinguished. The younger Grotapuks listening to Blipolki's tale felt a pang of grief and anger at the injustice wrought upon their kind, realizing the depth of the challenges that lay ahead. Despite the bleakness of their current situation, a glimmer of determination sparked within the hearts of the Grotapuks gathered around the fire. Blipolki's words served not only as a cautionary tale of hubris and downfall, but also as a rallying cry for those who refused to accept defeat. The elder Grotapuks spoke of resilience and resolution in the face of adversity, of the surviving courage that had defined their people for generations. As the embers of the fire cast a warm glow over the solemn faces of the listeners, Blipolki concluded his tale with a message of hope amidst the despair. The road to redemption would be long and arduous, fraught with challenges and setbacks, but the legacy of the Grotapuks was not yet extinguished. Unified by a common purpose and fueled by the flames of defiance, they would rise from the ashes of their shattered empire and reclaim their rightful place among the stars. And so, as the night stretched on and the echoes of Blipolki's story lingered in the air, the younger Grotapuks vowed to honor the sacrifices of their forebears, to rebuild what had been lost, and to forge a new destiny for their people. The fire crackled with renewed vigor, casting a flickering light of hope upon the faces of those who dared to dream of a brighter future amidst the ruins of their once great civilization.